I am the yellowhead farmer. 12-year-old Savan Suzuki told the world in 1992 that the lakes and rivers were polluted. Singing birds and beautiful butterflies became extinct because of the use of pesticides and glyphosates and Roundup in agriculture. And herds of wildlife were not running because their habitats were destroyed. Salmon and other marine life in rivers and lakes developed cancer from water pollution. Groundwater was contaminated with poisons like dioxin from fracking and oil extraction from tar sands. Air pollution reduced life expectancy and spread lung diseases among people. GMO foods created peanut and other food allergies and obesity and mental retardation. Large holes in ozone layer have caused skin cancer and blindness and sterilization in humans and animals. Species were becoming extinct and life on Earth had only 12 years left unless environment is cleaned up. The UN gave her awards and made her chief of IPCC for shocking the world and calling for action. Al Gore made a movie about global warming in 2006. He said that the seas are rising because of global warming and the whole world would be underwater by 2015. He was given Oscars and Nobel Prize for scaring the world. Greta Thunberg in 2018 told us that the world will end in 8.5 years because of climate change. Greta told us that according to IPCC, after 8.5 years of CO2 emission at current levels, the world will start runaway global warming and greenhouse effect will raise the temperature on Earth beyond 6 degrees and life on Earth will become extinct. If the world is to have a 50% chance of remaining below 1.5 degree temperature rise, burning fossil fuels and using nuclear energy must stop immediately. In 2019, an 8-year-old girl from India with name Lysipriya Kanjugam became the voice of Asian children demanding climate action. She told us that the world will end soon unless we plant billions of trees and clean up the air. Pretty soon, 6-month-old babies who can hardly say daddy and mommy will be leading the young demanding climate action. These children did not become climate experts and world famous by accident. If a 12-year-old girl writes an essay on the environment, will she be invited to speak to the UN panel? If a 15-year-old girl skips school and sits in the street, will she be invited to speak to the EU Parliament? If an 8-year-old girl takes pictures with a group of children, will she be asked to give advice on how to save the world? If a future 6-month-old baby says the word climate, will UN ask her for advice on how to stop climate change? Of course not. These children are put into these positions and promoted aggressively by the media. It takes tens of millions of dollars every week to organize worldwide climate strikes. Who is funding all this climate change propaganda? Who is providing private security and living expenses for Greta and her family? Who paid for her carbon-free transatlantic voyages? Who arranged invitations to EU and UN and various parliaments and government bodies? Who is arranging photo ops with world political leaders and celebrities? Who is paying for and organizing large gatherings and demonstrations? Who is paying the reporters and media personnel worldwide to publicize their activities? The farmers know the answers. It is all orchestrated by the Club of Rome. It's a secret society created by Rothschild. It was founded in Rome on the estate of Rockefeller in 1968. The declared objective was to establish a world government under the control of Rothschild, using natural disasters and weather changes, floods, hurricanes, etc. By scaring the population about impending end of the world, the nations will agree to work together. The whole world can be brought under one controlling organization like UN to fight the world calamity. Incidentally, creation of UN was one of the ideas of Rothschild. UN will become one of the world government under the control of Rothschild. David Rockefeller, Aurelio Pecci, and Alexander King were set up as the founders of Club of Rome. Being a secret society, its activities are secret. Ever since its founding, its invisible hands have been funding all the CO2-based climate change research, IPCC reports, and climate activism and propaganda worldwide.